guys, welcome back to the NFL Pick 6 Show, Week 12 edition. It's going to be a good one, guys. Week 11 was very interesting, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to move on. Week 12, we're here.
Yeah, we did go 3-2, and as you guys can see, Nolan is on location out in California, and he's been kind enough to zoom in for this week's show.
Alrighty, well, you want to get right into the picks?
Let's get right to it. People got Thanksgiving coming up. We got to get it out there.
I know, we do. So for my first pick, this is one of the more tough games, two good teams going up each other. Good teams. Philadelphia -3 is the good team I'm talking about against Buffalo. I like it. Buffalo hasn't been performing. Philadelphia is looking good. They're on a roll. They just beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. Philadelphia -3, I really like it. I think that they're going to cover this game by a margin. It's going to be a good one.
I don't hate this pick. It didn't make my board, although this is a tough week. I was struggling to find 5. I liked 3 of them. I'm not going to fight you on this one. It's definitely one we could keep. That's the side I was leaning.
All right. Well,
for me, I've got Thanksgiving game for everybody. I like San Francisco on the road in Seattle, -6.5. I think San Francisco on a roll, just like you think Philly's on a roll. I think Seattle is way underperforming the last few weeks, and I think that San Francisco goes in there, makes another statement game.
No, yeah, honestly, I'm not against it. I wanted to take the Niners, but here's the thing. The Niners, they're on a roll, but like you said, Seattle's underperforming, and it's a divisional game. Yep. So I think you have to put into the fact that Seattle's going to try and come out there, because they're not too far off from first place in the division. So I think they're going to want to keep it tight with the Niners, possibly try and stretch out the win. I see it maybe being a 3-point game, or San Francisco is just going to cover by a mile.
Yeah, and I get that. So, a road divisional game as a favorite, always scary.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
Okay. So for my next pick, this is one that people might not like because this team is on a roll. But I like Cleveland +2.5 against Denver. It's at Denver, and people might not like it because Denver is on a 4-game winning streak. So, I personally don't think Denver is turning around the season, but Cleveland, that with that defense, Russell Wilson, he's playing good right now, but we don't know how good we don't know how long the Denver Broncos can keep up this pace, it's really just a long shot, but Cleveland +2.5, I think that's just a steal. What do you have to say?
Well, you picked the two cards that the two games that both didn't make my card, but almost did. So again, I won't fight you on that one because that was my other maybe. It was Philly or Cleveland. They didn't make the 5th spot, but they were 6 and 7. So I'm not going to fight you too hard on that one.
All right.
For my second one, I've got another Thanksgiving game. It's going to shock you a little bit, but I like Washington +11 at Dallas. So I don't know if you...
Yeah, I didn't like it. I liked it.
Okay, I don't know if you remember last year. Okay, first off, we've got the fact that Dallas has covered 2 major spreads in a row, these big ones, right?
Yeah.
Everything for letdown game. It's on Thanksgiving. Last year, the Giants backdoored them on Thanksgiving, or almost backdoored them. It was like right there. I think everything is screaming they're not going to cover this 11 points.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you. Dallas, they've covered 2 big spreads in a row. Washington likes to keep it close with those good teams. It's a Thanksgiving game, I think Sam Howell's going to try and keep this one close, and I think this is going to be one of his good games again. 3 passing touchdowns, 250 yards. I just don't see Dallas covering this again. So yeah, I like that game.
Awesome. Great. What else you got?
So for my next pick, me, I like Houston. Houston +1.5 versus Jacksonville. Houston in the past 11 games has won 10 of them. And CJ Stroud, he's on a roll. He's looking like an MVP candidate. Just playing out of his mind. I don't see where Houston doesn't win the game, actually. I think that they're going to try and take control of their division. Jacksonville, to me, is kind of on that slump. I know they just had a good game, but, man, Houston, I just can't, say no to them right now. They're looking really good. They're looking like one of the best teams in the NFL, and I know that's debatable, but if you look at a lot of the top analysts and stuff like that, they're not saying that Houston is a bad team.
Well, this must have been really a dilemma for you because you're such a Houston fanboy and then sort of a silent Jacksonville fanboy. So this must have been hard to come to this decision.
No, yeah, I mean, it was because, I love Trevor Lawrence. I love
Yeah.
Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk, just the whole Jacksonville squad. But Houston is just looking too good right now. Now, this is a divisional game. It can go either way. We don't know. But I think if I was going to take the game, I'd have to take Houston plus 1.5.
Okay. I don't hate it. They're an underdog. Houston loves to keep a game within 2 points.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it.
Yeah.
All right. So for my next pick, I like the Arizona Cardinals at home +1 against the Rams. It's a little bit of a shocker, but I think the way Kyler Murray's playing, the way the Rams are just getting by. I mean, the only reason they won that game was because they gave it away, So I don't know. I think that these are two bad teams. One of them's got some energy. One's just completely just mailing it in. And I like Arizona +1.
Okay, so I actually kind of like the Rams. Now, I didn't make my card, so I'm not, too sold on the Rams. But I don't know. I mean, now that you say it, Kyler Murray is on a roll, well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
The Rams, they haven't been playing their best football, and like you said, the only reason why that the Rams won that game against Seattle is because they just gave it away. But, I mean, yeah, it's not a bad pick. It's not my favorite. But then at the end of the day, we have to put into consideration it's a divisional game. They're going to be close. They're 50-50, So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it. I won't argue it since this is a hard week. So we might need that pick at the end. But it's not my favorite.
Okay. What else you got?
Okay, so I have Detroit -7.5 versus Green Bay. Green Bay got lucky; they got their win against the Chargers. I can't with that. The Chargers really sold us. None of them can catch the football. It was terrible, but Detroit is looking nice. They're really happy that they're 8-2. Now, some may argue that this is a trap game. They're really excited that they're 8-2, and that might be over their heads about it. And Green Bay might be able to sneak in the win, but I don't see where Detroit doesn't cover this spread by, I just think it can be like a 10, 14-point game,
Yeah, I don't think Detroit, I don't think this will be a trap game for them. They never win or cover on Thanksgiving, and this is their year. I mean, I think it's going to go Detroit cover, Washington cover, San Francisco cover for all your Thanksgiving parlays out there. But I wasn't going to touch this game because I was too afraid of it. But I always look for an excuse to bet on Detroit, especially on Thanksgiving, because this is going to be the year, and I will definitely put that on the card, even though I didn't have it.
No, yeah, I do agree with all three of your Thanksgiving picks. I think Niners will cover. I think that the Commanders will cover, and Detroit. So I think we're on with all those. We both agree. And do you have any other picks?
Yeah, I do. I had some considerations. I have Baltimore -3. I had it on the card. I didn't realize that. And then I have KC -9 at Las Vegas. So Kansas City, after a tough heartbreaker, they always like to go out and whip up on the Raiders. So it is in that limbo land of 9. If it was 10, I'd actually like it more, which is weird. Once it gets into double digits, KC seems to always cover. When it's in that 7 to 10 range, it's really scary, but I liked them as a maybe on the card.
No, yeah. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about the Chiefs, but then, the Raiders have been playing decent these past couple weeks, and, again, it's these divisional games that are just killing the spreads for me. It's either going to be blowout or a close game, I'd hope it'd be a blowout because I think I just hate the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders just flew out to the East Coast. Now they're flying all the way back home. That's a lot of travel for a team that, put up a good show against Miami, but, they're coming off of 2 high wins. They played well against Miami. They're going to travel 3,000 miles, then 3,000 miles back here, and I think KC just gives them a walloping.
No, yeah, I'm totally not against that pick, and it's actually one that I was going to put on my board, but it didn't fit because I had 2 other games instead.
You got anything else?
Atlanta, man, they are playing terrible football. New Orleans coming off the bye. I like them -1 at Atlanta. I mean, Alvin Kamara, he's playing great. Chris Olave starting to show out. Derek Carr, I think he's starting to pick up pace. This is a divisional game. I think it's important for the Saints to win because other than maybe Tampa, arguably, the Falcons are their only one that they have to worry about possibly getting a couple wins and taking the division. And so I think that they're just going to kind of want to, just get the game, maybe not, just hope it's not a tiebreaker because I think there's a chance Atlanta could win the division, So New Orleans -1, I think they're going to come out there with some fire and just try and beat up on Atlanta, especially after the bye.
I mean, I saw this game as a coin flip game, but the side if I was going to take one would be New Orleans. So I like the way I'm leaning that way. It's not on my board, but I would lean at New Orleans.
Yeah. Do you have any other ones?
No, that's it for me.
All right, well, I have one more.
Give it to me.
Also, a team in the NFC South, Tampa Bay +2.5 at Indianapolis. I think Baker Mayfield, he's going to come out there and he's just going to be like, okay, we're not finished yet. He's going to get the win in Indianapolis. They're not the best team. So I think that they're going to be like, okay, well, we can beat a bad team. Actually, honestly, Indianapolis isn't even like a terrible team. They're like in that mediocre range for me. So I think they're going to be like, okay, we're better than most of these mediocre teams, and I think that you guys should give us a shot in the playoffs. So Tampa Bay +2.5, I like it.
That's another coin flip game for me, but if they're going to give me 2.5, I think you're on the right side. That's the side I would take. Cool.
All
well,
right,
we
so
agree for
who do you
sure.
want to throw in there?
Well, I think we agreed on Washington. Yeah. We like that. So that one's in there. What was your first one?
It was Philadelphia -3, but then honestly, Cleveland +2.5, Detroit -7.5. It's really just like all three of those I like just the same. So,
okay, if I had to pick out
of those,
I think if I had to pick out of those three, I think I'd lean Cleveland. So I don't have a problem putting that one on there.
Yeah, I think Cleveland is the right choice, and honestly, I think Detroit should just be put in there. I don't see a world where they don't cover. I mean,
okay, I'm in. Let's do 2 on Thanksgiving. I mean, my 3-team parlay for Thanksgiving is going to hit anyway. So
yeah.
I like it. Okay, so we're going to do Washington +11 against Dallas. We're going to do Detroit. I think they're going to go off at 8, maybe even 8.5, but it's 7.5 right now against Green Bay. And then we like Cleveland +2.5.
Yep.
All right, so we need 2 more.
So you said you like the 49ers?
I do like the 49ers. I'd be a little scared loading all 3 of our picks up on the Circa card on Thanksgiving, but I'm not against it. I mean, I've done crazier things.
I think we're going to go 3-0 on Thanksgiving.
All right, I'm in.
Let's do it. Let's throw the 49ers in there.
That is
crazy. We need one more?
We need 2 more, right? Oh, no, because Cleveland's not on Thanksgiving. Yeah, you're right. So 1 more.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Who we thinking? I mean, Philadelphia -3, I think it's a lock, in my opinion. But
are they at home?
Maybe Buffalo has one of those games.
Is Philly on the road or at home?
They're at home.
They're at home. I mean, I don't hate it.
I just think that Philadelphia -3. I don't see a world where they don't beat Buffalo. Buffalo sucks. So.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo isn't a free fall. I think the game's going to go off at 4. But if you still like it at 4, I'm okay with it. I'm in the let's bet against Buffalo phase, and so
yeah, yeah, same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I like it.
Yeah, let's do it. So we have Philadelphia -3, Cleveland +2.5, Detroit -7.5, and then you can end with the other 2.
Washington +11 and San Francisco -6.5.
I like it. It's gonna be a good one, guys.
That's our 5 picks for the card. Parlay. What do you want? You want to give them an all Thanksgiving parlay?
Honestly, that's what I was just thinking. I think it's why not? It's Thanksgiving, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's right. So while you're chewing on your turkey bone, you're already going to be up, 2 games if you're on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast, you'd just be starting into that second game. So we're going to go with Detroit -7.5. Washington plus 11, and San Francisco minus 6.5.
I like it. I think that this is a lock parlay, guys. We're doing good on the parlays this year, and I think
Yes.
this is another good one.
Yeah, when you can hit 50% on 3-team parlays, you know you're doing something right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys, this is going to wrap up the show. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that post notification bell. Bang! And make sure to go follow our Instagram because we have our Friday finals, we have our Told You Tuesdays, and just fun other little posts and updates.
Yeah, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Make sure to follow us at Pick 6 in the Circa Millions Contest. We're climbing that ladder. We're doing a lot of 3 and 2 weeks, but I want a couple of more 4 and 1s and some 5 and 0s. And have a happy Thanksgiving.
All right, and with that,
Have fun burning your books and not your turkey.